All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And it's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson, and Lord willing, it do be edifying. And, just on the watch, as we was taught to, watch and pay attention to the happenings that's going on in the world. I was up late last night, I say maybe about 2 in the morning, and I seen the World Economic Forum going live. The WEF World Economic Forum, their YouTube page going live. And it's this video right here. Right now, I got some information that's, might be, beneficial or interesting to look into these next couple of days. So what's going on? The WEF, along with the UAE, are linked together right now in the UAE with 93 countries and many other people gathered together, the higher ups in the world, in other words, from all over the world. And they're having this council to talk about cybersecurity, and a new cyber order. A new cyber order, right? And I just kind of wanted to highlight this. We may touch on it on the Thursday Live, we may not, but just highlight it, as far as, the believers, the prophets, the believers, something for us to look into these next couple of days, because it starts today, October 14th, Tuesday, and it ends Thursday, the 16th. Now I'm sure there's gonna be articles that come out, videos that come out, that expose Esau and his agenda, because we know the world going digital. So that's really why they're getting together, to cooperate, make sure they're all on the same page before they get to mandating these things. They want to make sure they're on the same page before all hell break loose, in other words. But I'm gonna go ahead and play. I'm gonna play this video. I got like 3 minutes of a video I want to play, and I'm gonna read a quick article. But when those times these nations are getting together, man, we right here. We right here. So hey, just pay attention to what come out these next few days. I'm sure some Edomites might take some snippets from here and there. But ultimately, and I'm gonna say this last thing, and we'll get into it. Ultimately, these higher ups, they'll let certain information out, but they have other secret meetings that go on that's not on YouTube, that's not in the article. So we should understand what's happening. But I'm gonna play this video because in this video they was talking about how a new world order is already started, and it's a cyber one. And this dude right here on the screen, he was going into how America pretty much losing its power. Now everybody fighting who will be the leader of the digital world, and that's prophecy. Let's get into it.
UAE government. To his left, we have Rachel Elhus. She's the Director General of RUSI. To her left, we have Helmut Reisinker. He's the CEO for EMEA at Palo Alto Networks. And to his left, we have Jeremy Jurgens. He's the Managing Director at the World Economic Forum. And welcome to all of you.
As a matter of fact, it said the last dude who named, he the Managing Director of the World Economic Forum. He gonna be the one to say, we already in a new order. A new order. Let's listen.
To the opening plenary session for the annual meetings of the Global Future Councils and Cybersecurity Summit here today. So our topic here today for the next 50 minutes or so is the new cyber order, cooperation amid turbulence. I'm going to save a little time to bring
cooperation amid turbulence. There's about to be a lot of turbulence and chaos in the world. They want to make sure as governments, we build this digital system and we all on point. That's how we need it to work. Come on, man.
You in on the conversation. I know all of you are also real experts in this area. On the topic at hand, I think the turbulence part of what we're here to talk about is very clear. To all of you. We've just had some good news in the world from Gaza and Israel, but there's no doubt that the world itself has been in a period of really heightened conflict now for several years. And if I were to think about why that is the case, one reason at the very least is that as China's risen as a global power, there's a sense that the old unipolar moment, the era of clear and unfettered American dominance is giving way to
You hear that?
some.
You hear that? He said, yeah, that old way of living, that one solo power, yeah, unipower America, that's giving way. It ain't so no more. And that's what we see in the world. This old American hegemon is breaking down. The dollar breaking down. The white man, lame. Right? Right? The white man through. Right? Now the nations are fighting to see who's going to be the new leader of this digital society. And I'm going to get a precept here in a few to show, look, they're going to be fighting for this. They're going to be fighting for who's going to be the leader of the new world, and it's going to lead to them going into World War III, man.
Else. We don't.
That's
quite
crazy
know
how
what
shit always
that
happen. I'm over
something-
here in a secluded place, pretty much in the woods, and you got this cement truck about to back up. I guess they about to do construction, but let's play it though. Let's play it back.
Clear and unfettered American dominance is giving way to something else. We don't quite know what that something else is, but it's clear that there's some change in the air. And, with that feeling, you have countries and companies and entities of all sorts jostling for space, jostling for power, jostling for...
Hold on, I gotta get a precept because he said as things getting worse, you gonna have these other nations jostling or wrestling, going back and forth for power to see if they can get a spot, since America ain't got it no more, to see if they could get a spot in a new world order. And that's what it's about. You see? And that's what they trying to do. Let me get this real quick. 2nd Ezra 15, I'm gonna go back to the video. 2nd Ezra 15 in the GNT, real quick precept. I won't be long. 2nd Ezra 15 GNT. Let's get it. Check this out. 2nd Ezra 15 in the GNT. Just to show you what we seeing happening, the nation's about to fight for who gonna be the new digital leader since America falling. That's biblical prophecy, and it's gonna drive all them into World War III and hard times. Or should I say hard times and then World War III. 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14 in the GNT. It says, the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Check this out. It says, and nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil. We seeing that right now, even within America. The right wing versus the left. So and so versus him. Putin versus this guy. Trump versus this guy. Netanyahu versus him. It's political turmoil all over the earth. Watch what it say. 2nd Ezra 15, and so like I'm getting all excited. 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 16 in the GNT. There will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. That's Bible prophecy. These nations gonna forget the old way of doing things. They gonna forget old treaties, old agreements. They gonna forget the Constitution. Like America, you clearly see they showing in your face, we don't care about no constitutional rights. But the thing is, as these nations are fighting for power against each other, they're going to stop worrying about the old way of doing things, old legislation, old paperwork, because everybody going digital now. Let's read it. And what it's going to lead to? All hell breaking loose. It says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. And there will no longer be free access to the city. See? Checkpoints coming, troops gonna be here, no more free access, and we already see the troops here. See, before the digital system get kicked off, America and these other nations are setting things in place. The troops are already here before it happened, so they don't have to respond and be sent in days later after chaos. No, they already hit a corral it. It says there will no longer be free access to the cities, and because the struggle for power. So the struggle for who gonna be the leader of the new world, it says because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Hard times coming because they about to fight. These nations about to, it's big, not bigger than World War III, but before World War III, it's gonna be other skirmishes. And now everybody wanna see who gonna be the leader of the new world. It says, driven by famine and terrible sufferings, and people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Let's go back to it.
With that feeling, you have countries and companies and entities of all sorts jostling for space, jostling for power, jostling for influence. And, that sort of jostling, it involves a scramble for everything from energy to critical minerals to human capital. But of course, it also involves the race for dominance in AI and the cyber domain. And so with that backdrop, that's what we're here to talk about in this session. When you have a new sort of cyber order that everyone is jostling over, what does that mean? What is this cyber order? What kinds of rules are there? How do the protectors stay ahead of the attackers? Where does AI fit into this? How do states and companies cooperate to guarantee security? There's so many big questions that we all have on our minds. Thankfully, I don't have to answer them, but we have this great panel here. So let's dive right in. Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. Help us.
Now here it is. He gonna be the one to do work for the World Economic Forum. He gonna say, look, we already in a new world order or new order.
Just frame this a little bit. What is a cyber order? Are we in some sort of a new cyber order in the last few years?
Yeah, I would say, thank you, Ravi. I would say we're definitely in a new order here. You spoke to the volatility, you spoke to the challenges. We see this rapid advancement of artificial intelligence. And at the World Economic Forum, when we look at cybersecurity, we say, okay, this is not something that can just be an IT challenge or in the IT department anymore. It actually requires cooperation. It requires interdisciplinary approach. And this is one of the reasons that we actually decided to host the meeting in the UAE this year, alongside our meeting of Global Future Councils. We have assembled, 600 plus global experts across a range of different topics, historians, philosophers, scientists, full range of individuals. And the ability to actually have the cyber experts that are in the room with us today, as well as those following us online, and actually intermix those is actually critically important. And we've all, I think, been amazed at the capabilities of what Gen AI can do. And it's drawing on a wide range of knowledge, data, and so on. So when we think around
that's pretty much it. It got more, but again, it start today. They start today, so they'll start putting out on the World Economic YouTube page, different clips of different meetings and councils, and I'm sure they're gonna have, just how we report on things. These Edomites bringing out different things and catching pointers that we can use for prophecy. So keep our, eyes on the watch. Let me just get this real quick, because this is what it's coming to, man. There's Revelation 13, and like I said, in Habakkuk 2 is speaking. The prophecies are speaking, meaning what? Look into the world. Look into the world. It's happening. The Lord giving tangible proof that His word is real. The second, that's Revelation 13. Because this is what these nations are building for, to fulfill this very prophecy. Revelation 13 and verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So all nations need to form themselves into this new world order. And it says, and he causeth all nations, the whole world. That's why it's a global digital order. Everybody need to get down with the program and make sure they on point before they pull a card. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the number of the beast or the number of his name. You see? So that's the prophecy, the MOTB prophecy, man. And I had an article too from MiddleEastEconomy.com. I was reading it last night. But everybody there, I'll read it real quick. It came out yesterday. It says the UAE and the World Economic Forum to host Global Future Councils and Cybersecurity 2025 Summit, featuring 700 experts from 93 countries. Everybody on board. 700 experts from 93 countries. And what's the main things they talking about? I'll read it right here. Where is that? Let me see. It's the 6 things they gonna talk about. Let me see if I can find it. I know it's up in here 6 things they gonna talk about. Yep, here it is. It says the event features 37 councils in total, so they got 37 meetings covering 6 main topics. Here they are: technology, economy, society, environment, governance, and health. And all those are dealing with Revelation 3 and 10, the temptation that will come upon all the world, and Revelation 13, the hour of temptation, man. Technology, economy, society, environment, governance, and health. It says where experts focus on advancing global efforts to design a sustainable future, enhancing quality for communities and create opportunities for generations. So I just wanted to touch on that, man. On the watch, you know, there's a lot happening, and hey, let's see what they got to say in these councils. Shalom.